Welcome back, my friend. Welcome into Ultimate Soccer. It's great to be back with you one more time. We've got a pre-game loaded as usual, but I tell you, welcome in Worldwide Wrexham, and welcome in if it's your first time as well. Please like and subscribe, or as we say in Ultimate Soccer, pay for your tickets. Like and subscribe. This is a League One matchup pre-game between Wrexham and Shrewsbury. Wrexham in second, doing very well. Shrewsbury struggling in 20th. Hopefully that gets better, but this one is going to be a meaty game. It could be the standard home win, or it could be a shocker. We're going to have to wait and see for that one after the game. But before the game, I'm going to keep you well informed like I do every week. It's the Dragons taking on the Shrews from the racecourse ground. Now, I've got one thing to say before we get to the highlights. The first set of highlights coming up real quick. I've got to say a big thank you to everybody last week who subscribed, liked, and said good things. Especially one of the users. We've got to point one of the heroes out. Every week we do. But this user, listen up. If this is you, listen up. Listen up. At user-od3ue6hz5c. If that's your username, I want you to email fifascup@gmail.com. FIFASCUP@gmail.com. Do that. There's a big reason for it. But I tell you, on this one, we got highlights, news, opinion ×5, player focus ×2, game prediction, game talk, and 4 more questions for you. But before we get there, let's start off with highlights from last weekend's game. Peterborough United taking on WREXHAM AFC on the road. Have a look. Elliot Lee, James McCLEAN. Lee now threads it to the middle. One-timer from Dobson. In goes Marriott. Brilliant finish under the keeper. 1-0. Sweeper keeper. Beat them every time, yeah? Great goal. 1-0. 38th minute. Corner coming in. Tommy O'Connor flights the ball in. Cleworth on the end of it. Brilliant finish. Bit of a battle. Was it a foul? Take a look. Take a look. I think Max does well. I think defender needs to watch the ball, not the man. Take another look. Defender watching the man, not the ball. Bang, and it goes 2-0. Fantastic, Maxi Cleworth. 2 goals on the season. When's he going to get number 3? And Red Dragons fans absolutely loving it. And again, that was a fantastic game. I tell you, the whole game, I was on the edge of my seat. I so enjoyed it. And on that note of an enjoyment in the game, enjoyment watching football, well, there's a question coming up within the 4 questions. You really need to hear that question. You really do. Hang around. It will become apparent when we get there. But right now, let's take a look at some of the images from last week's game against Peterborough United. And Wrexham fans, you might well be in this set of images. Email in down below. Make a comment if you see yourself in the images, especially if you were waving a certain banner in the crowd. Let me know. Take a look. So let's take a look at some of the images and the scenes from Peterborough United taking on Wrexham AFC from last week. Starting off with the boss, Phil Parkinson, meeting and greeting with the Blues and the Reds fans. There's the guys warming up with a bit of pre-game scrimmage, and Paulie Mullin is in the middle of things. Although he didn't start, he did play. And I'm thinking there's a good chance he may well play from the beginning next game. George Dobson had a fine game, as did many, but we're going to be talking about George Dobson and something that he did during the game to help Jack Marriott get on the board once again. Great finish by Jack, 2 goals on the season. And as I did say, Paulie Mullin did come into the action and got game time. Looked pretty good. Could have had a goal and had 3 shots in the last 30 minutes. Did pretty good. Came on in the 68th minute. At the end of the game, all the guys came off at the same time. It looked very impressive. A team came on together and a squad left the field together. Very impressive. And I'll tell you, the Wrexham fans were definitely happy with what they got to see. If you're in that picture, let me know. Let me know down below. And hey, every time the guys got in front of the goal, we got to see this banner pull out. If that's your banner, let me know, because it was very impressive to see that. And again, Bill Parkinson, great job on the day. So, did you see yourself down below? If you did, you know what to do. Make a comment down below. Let's take on the stats and stories from Wrexham taking on Shrewsbury. Have a butchers. So welcome to the stats and stories. Let's get it off the ground. Remember, press pause, have longer with each image because there's a lot of images coming. But this is Game 5, Racecourse Ground. I tell you what, between Wrexham and Shrewsbury Town. Now, the head-to-head, I give you the head-to-head each week. Give you a couple of seconds to think about this one. Who do you think's leading this one head-to-head? Is it Shrewsbury Town or is it indeed Wrexham AFC? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There you go. 22, 11, 21. It is so tight. You can only squeeze one result in between two teams. What about that for all-time history, yeah? More history, remember. Press pause. You'll get longer on each image. There's one to press pause. That's a bit of the history head-to-head coming up. I'll give you the first matchup. That was 1945. Keep reading. Press pause. More coming. That's Wrexham and that's Shrewsbury Town. That's as you see them right now. Local form. Next game coming. And the last result, 2. Hot shots. That's what we got so far. Obviously, Wrexham. Assist Kings. There we go. 2 yellow cards. Yes, we're collecting more customers. But no red cards so far. Taking a look at the table as she stands right now. Yes, that's as she stands right now. And obviously, next game up for the Wrexham is Birmingham City on the road. Let's keep this moving along. Let's get back on screen. Got lots to tell you. Lots more fun to bring. Now, every week we get a player that I deem as an impact player on the game. A couple of games ago, you saw Andy Cannon light it up, yeah? Last game, in particular, George Dobson had a fantastic game again. But there was a certain one-time pass that George pulled off. Take a look at this, because without that one-time pass, the defence doesn't get set off balance or flat-footed per se. And Jack Marriott doesn't get an amazing amount of time to get the ball under the keeper. It all came around because of the brilliance of George Dobson and the one-time pass. Take a look. Elliot Lee on the ball to James McCLEAN. McCLEAN now back to Elliot Lee. Elliot Lee threads it into the middle. One-time pass right there from Dobson. That one-time pass from Dobson lets Jack get in there and score. Brilliant one-time pass from Dobson. Has to be highlighted. So George's pass really unlocked that defence, yeah? Now, at the same time, when that goal was being scored, you're in for a little bit of humour, Wrexham fans. And hey, Shrews fans, if you laugh and you like laughing, I think you'll find something funny about this. If not, it may well piss you off, because this guy can get right under your skin. Not me. The guy we're talking about. We're talking about cocky James McCLEAN. Now, as the goal scored, I want you to watch down on the lower end, the lower edge of the screen where James McCLEAN, number 7, is. I want you to watch what James does, because prior to that, there'd been a little bit of argy-bargy between Jimmy and the crowd. Take a look. What a piss take. Quite brilliant, actually. Quite brilliant. During the game last week at Peterborough, James McCLEAN was getting some abuse from the fans. There's James on the ball as he gives it back to Elliot. Keep your eyes on James on the bottom of the screen. Even as this goal goes in, James is on the bottom of the screen. Keep your eyes on him. Yes. Now he's telling the fans to shut it. And again, one more time, the abuse back at you. Shut it. Good man. Good man. Gotta love it. He smiles all the way. So there you go, James McCLEAN. Real piss taker, eh? Beautiful to see. I mean, if James is on your team, you love it, right? But if he's on the opposing team, you hate it, because he gets right under the crowd's skin so often. I mean, James is gesticulating with the crowd every game. And also the opponents. He's absolutely brilliant. He gets right under your skin. He takes you off the game. He pisses the fans off. That's what he's all about. He's a little instigator, that little bit of the Irish niggling coming out. But I tell you, I love James, the way he plays the game, and I love the way he gets under your skin, and I hope you enjoyed that. Now, we're going to show you the highlights from Shrewsbury Town taking on Orient last weekend. Shrewsbury had a good day. Remember, they're only 1 win in 4, but this was the win last time out. Take a look. Through ball here. Leo Castledine gets in, slides it past the keeper. Beautiful finish. That's the first of 3. Tom Bloxham now gets the ball, turns the defender, puts in a worldy shot here. Look at this. Beautiful finish. Watch out for Tom Bloxham, Wrexham fans. He does it again. Watch this. Anticipates terrible defending. Runs onto the through header. 1-on-1 with the keeper. 1 finish. Boom. In it goes. Bloxham. 2-0. And it looks like he's just playing a game. Now, each week we have 4 questions for you. The first question is, which would you prefer to watch? The Premiership or League One with Wrexham? Very simple. Another simple question. How many goals will Paul Mullin score this season? How many? Come on, tell me down below. And seriously now, Elliot Lee, is he a League One player or is he an EFL Championship standard quality player? What do you think? Is League One Elliot's ceiling or is he good enough to go all the way through the Championship? Down below, tell me what you think. And the next question, how many games can Wrexham's unbeaten run to the start of the season last? Let's take a look at the prediction image. Well, that's what I'm seeing is 2-0 to Wrexham. I can't see it going any other way. I'm sticking to that. And if I piss you off, Shrews fans, I don't mean to do it deliberately, but that is what I'm seeing. Yeah, when you look at the form and you look at the teams and you look at the quality on and off the bench, on the field, it only draws one conclusion. In my brain, and that's a 2-0 to Wrexham. It could be more, it could be less. Wrexham fans will take a 1-0 guaranteed. 3 points on the board, that's what you want. Shrews, are you going to come in and play the spoiler and upset this whole party and take 3 points that really you shouldn't have done? Well, with finishing in front of goal like Mr. Bloxham can, yeah, you might have a good chance. Wrexham fans, remember, they can shoot, they can score, and they can hurt you. And if Wrexham don't show up, it could be a bad day. Wrexham also need to keep this unbeaten run alive, I tell you now. Let's look at some squad news. Paulie Mullin, well, it's 3 weeks training, 2 little cameos, and I tell you, I said last weekend he'd come in at the 60th minute. He came in at the 68th minute. I really feel now, with that timing over the last 2 games, Paulie either starts at half-time, bang, or he comes in from the start. Would I start him? I think I would, based on training, and if he's done well in training. If he hasn't done well in training, let's give him another cameo. But I think he's getting close to starting, and I think there's a good chance you're going to see him there, pulling on the shirt from the first minute. Last weekend, when I was looking before the game, I saw Paul sitting on the bench. He kind of looked like a little bit of a, not depressed, but he didn't look like his happy self. Paul does not want to sit too much longer. Arthur Okonkwo, 3 clean sheets back to back. Will it be number 4? I tell you, fantastic. Sam Dorby, Billy Walters have gone on loan. Sam, I feel sorry for. You know, he was there, close to it. Maybe he needs a bit more time and games under his belt to get him to the next level. Billy Waters, from the moment we bought Billy, I was shaking my head. I said to myself, why are we buying him? We don't actually need him. And ever since he's been with Wrexham, he really hasn't been prolific on the minutes, has he? So I feel sorry for Billy. But at the end of the day, I don't think we should have bought Billy Waters. It didn't make sense at the time. It still don't make sense. And look, the guy's on loan. Remember, quality from the bench, game changers is what it's all about. Wrexham look better with Mullin up front, personally, because he gives you better runs and he gives you better patterns, and he's more mobile than some of the other guys. I'll give you this. Ollie Palmer doesn't make the same runs as Paul. Different kind of player. It's harder for Ollie to get around the field as it is with Paul. Paul's a smaller guy, lighter on his feet, gets around places. So I'm just saying, it's one of the things I've picked up. And the other thing is Wrexham is moving with a massive swagger, confidence, not arrogance, confidence. But they're moving with a swagger like a big club. Again, I'm saying 2-0 on the day. Let's take a look at Shrewsbury. Okay, talking about Shrewsbury Town now. I tell you, Shrewsbury Town is a club, in my opinion, that has no direction and needs directing pretty quick. I tell you what, the last 5 seasons, check out the finishing places over the last 5 seasons for Shrewsbury Town. 5 years ago, they finished 18th. 4 years ago, they finished 15th. 3 years ago, 17th. 2 years ago, 18th. And last year, they finished 12th. They are what you would say a lower half of the table team, and promotion is definitely not in the cards. Relegation, maybe, but promotion, not a chance. I would lay money on that right now. Not a chance. Looking at the coach, Coach Paul Hurst, he's been there since January 24th this year, 2024. And he took the job after the loss to Wrexham in the FA Cup at the New Meadow. But Paul's numbers since he's been there, 25 games in total, 5 wins, 7 draws, 13 losses. Win record, 20%. It's not exactly going to get it done, is it? And like I say, promotion, no, not a chance. Now, let's look at the squad changes, because this is numbers, man. This is numbers, and it really tells you a picture, a big picture. 15 players in. So they've really changed up the squad, right? Yeah. What did they spend? Nadamente. Nothing. 15 players, low league quality, for nothing. How's that going to make your team better? It's not. It's so not. They also released 7, and get this, contracts cancelled, 14. So 21 players were released and 15 players came in. That really is going to rock the boat. And consistency, forget about it. I think, to be quite honest with you, Shrewsbury definitely going to be in the lower half of the table. And I really think that relegation need to be something they fight against. Get it quick, get up the table away from the drop zone, because right now they're only 1 point above it, and literally looking like a relegation battle is theirs for the rest of the season. Shrewsbury would be happy with a point in this one. They can also play the spoiler. And if Wrexham don't bring that top game, I really think that you could see a black eye for Wrexham. But really, can you see that black eye? Can you see Wrexham dropping their guard? Can you see Wrexham coming in and not playing a great game at the Racecourse Ground? I can't remember when they didn't. It seems Phil always has the team prepped, ready, drilled to go. And those on the bench know what the script is all about. And the game plan, like Phil keeps saying each week, the game plan goes through perfectly. That means everybody's on the same page, just like they did when they walked off the field in unison against Peterborough United. That was impressive. That was impressive. But will Shrewsbury survive relegation? Or will they turn bad years of form on its head and have a good season? It's going to be a tough season for Shrewsbury, no doubt about it. I hope you enjoyed this pregame. I know I'm getting ready, and I'm getting ready big time for the game itself. Will the unbeaten run stay intact? 4 games in. Well, no more after this. But like I say, 2-0 on the cards, that's what I'm looking. Who's going to step up and be the impact player? Andy Cannon did it a couple of games ago. George Dobson, Super George, did it last game with that deft touch. Beautiful one-time pass to free up Jack Marriott and give him like hours of time to slide the ball under the keeper. Sweeper keeper, yeah? Use your bloody hands, keeper. Use your bloody hands. So it should be a home win. Should be another entertaining game too. Get ready for another one, because I'll tell you what, I love watching this team. I always did. I always do. And I'll be watching this game, like you will, every second of it on the edge of my seat, biting my nails, hoping for another 3 points, because that's what we need. 3 more big points. Wrexham, Shrewsbury, the Racehorse Ground. Let's have it. Cheers.